All right, Guru Nation, you guys asked for it, you'll get it. Aquestive Therapeutics, AQST. You want an update? The update is we're still waiting for Libervant, probably before Christmas, for the FDA to make a decision. A lot of people are thinking it's a no-brainer, it's going to get approved. You don't know. We're going to go through a couple things here and show you guys kind of where you could look, maybe dig a little deeper. So look at the share price. The share price is 387 right now as of October 15th. It's been basically between like 450 and 325 for the last 6 months. Okay, it's been in this range. The risk would be if the FDA does not approve Libervant, this might go down by like $2. Wherever it's at, might go down $2. But the upside's great. If the FDA approves it, I think you're going to see 10 or more. And here's why you're kind of protected on the downside, in my opinion. On their third quarter, or on their second quarter earnings, so they beat on August 3rd. The earnings per share was negative 33 cents a share. They beat expectations by 11 cents. The revenue was 15.35. They beat that by 5.87 million. They beat expectations. Why? Mostly because of Sympazan. Sympazan it treats a rare condition for child epilepsy. It's Lennox-Gastaut syndrome. It continues to meet key performance metrics. Shipment volume has grown 13% sequentially quarter over quarter, 40% year over year. Sympazan saw continued growth in the prescriber base with over 30% penetration in the company's focus group of prescribers, with approximately 80% of those prescribers writing multiple prescriptions. If you go to their product pipeline, you'll see complex molecule programs, AQST 108, AQST 109, AQST 305. All right, these are the molecules they're using, just like Libervant's using the molecule for diazepam for breakthrough seizures. And they've done the same thing with their most popular drug of all time, Suboxone, which is an oral opioid withdrawal, helps with the opioid withdrawals. And then Sympazan, which is their current drug that they've licensed with, and we're going to show those. These AQST 108, 109, and 305, they're for anaphylaxis, severe allergy, acromegaly, carcinoid syndrome. These are in proof of concept and phase 1. So they're in healthy volunteer studies right now. I went on clinicaltrials.gov. I couldn't find it, but they are either going to start the phase 1 or they're in the middle of phase 1. Somebody let me know. You're going to see collaborations and co-development. So you're going to see that they in-license their farm film. Aquestive collaborators commercialize hundreds of millions of doses of farm fill every year. We collaborate to deliver novel molecules in clinical development and to repurpose approved medications for the benefit of patients and caregivers. This is their entire business model, is to repurpose existing molecules. So they have a track record. Suboxone, Aquestive and Indivior jointly developed Suboxone sublingual film in less than 4 years. As the market leader, Suboxone has never experienced an out-of-stock occurrence. Sales for Sympazan have been going up quarter over quarter. You can think of it as this is paying for the other clinical trials. So right now, Libervant's done, so there's no more expenses there. Maybe data management expenses. Now you're going to have the new 3 medications, AQS 108, 109, and 335, I believe. You're going to eventually have to pay for clinical trials for those. So the idea is if Libervant gets approved and Sympazan get approved, we get 2 excellent selling products, kind of paying for future medications. I can see why people like this company. There's an interesting development here. A couple months ago, IntelGenX and Aquestive Therapeutics enter worldwide collaboration for tadalafil. So this company based out of Quebec, IntelGenX, a leading oral drug delivery company, announced it has entered into a definitive worldwide agreement with Aquestive, a specialty pharmaceutical company focused on developing and commercializing differentiated products to solve therapeutic problems. For the co-development and commercialization of tadalafil oral films. This is Cialis, guys, the generic for Cialis. Under the terms of agreement, IntelGenX and Aquestive will each grant to the other exclusive worldwide licenses to their respective intellectual property relating to tadalafil oral film formulation and manufacturing. The companies will jointly undertake further co-development and commercialization of tadalafil oral film products and will equally share 50-50 net profits. In connection with the agreement, Aquestive has also granted a non-exclusive royalty-bearing U.S. license to any of its intellectual property that may relate to the formulation and manufacturing of IntelGenX's rizatriptan oral film product Rizaport. IntelGenX will pay Aquestive of royalty to 10% of all payments received by IntelGenX from the third parties. We are pleased to collaborate with Aquestive given the synergy of our oral film technologies. So this is another business model for Aquestive. I mean, it's interesting to see what they're actually going to be doing with oral tadalafil, right? Because diazepan's used for anxiety, but in the case of Libervant, it's used for seizures. So it's going to be interesting to see what other indications. I mean, tadalafil is used for ED, erectile dysfunction, and for prostate issues, overactive prostate, I think, or enlarged prostate. So overactive bladder due to enlarged prostate. I forgot the actual term for it, but that's what it's used for. So who knows what they're going to use that for. So if you dig a little deeper into what AQST could possibly want to do with tadalafil, in 2018, they received a complete response letter regarding tadalafil. Today announced a complete response letter in regards to its NDA for tadalafil oral film. It's a PDE5 inhibitor, treatment of erectile dysfunction and benign prostatic hyperplasia, and for the treatment of pulmonary arterial hypertension. In the letter, the FDA requested limited additional data for healthy volunteers. The company has also notified the agency about its plans to engage an alternative supplier of the active pharmaceutical ingredient. That's the partnership they just had. The matters cited in this complete response letter are unique to the oral film formulation and do not affect any other products Aquestive develops. So I'm not able to actually find what they're going to be planning on using the tadalafil for. Maybe pulmonary arterial hypertension. I don't know. PAH maybe. Anybody has an idea, let us know. They're only doing phase 1, so it's on healthy volunteers. If they decide to do a phase 2, well, they're not even doing phase 1 yet. They just announced this partnership. One would guess they're going to do phase 1 just because the FDA in 2018 issued a complete response letter. To me, that's like a long-term thing, even further down the road than AQST 108 and 109. If you look at stock tweets, you're going to see people saying perfect storm, good earnings report on November 2nd. So they're having another earnings report. If Sympazan sales continue to beat expectations, that alone is going to pop the stock. All right. Then we'll have some top line news on 108, 109. Maybe they're going to have some top line results from the phase 1 studies. And then Libervant prior to Christmas, hopefully they get FDA approval, or at least the FDA is going to let us know something. So that's kind of what I have found as updates to AQST. If you want, like, this to me is very positive. Sympazan, the continued growth, quarter over quarter, 40% year over year, and 80% of those prescribers writing multiple prescriptions for Sympazan. So even if Libervant fails, you got a solid drug that's growing in revenues. Obviously, it will be a huge blow to the stock if Libervant doesn't get approval. But let me know what you guys think. This is not financial advice. Do your own due diligence. I'm just showing you kind of where to look at. Tell me what they could be using tadalafil for. I know it's hard to tell. It doesn't look like they announced what it's for, but let us know in the comments what you think. Is it PAH or what is it about? Let us know. Maybe some scientists can tell us or come up with some ideas, and do your own due diligence. Let me know what you think about the stock, and I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.